Hey everyone, Harry here to talk about Fani Willis's response to Ken Chesebro's motion for immunity in the case based on a really weird theory that essentially doesn't get to first base, and Fani Willis makes clear why not. So Chesebro has filed a motion saying, I have immunity because my actions were justified under the law. So what he's trying to harness is a doctrine in criminal law that there's an important distinction between an excuse and a justification. And an excuse is something where you're guilty, but you've got an excuse for criminal liability. For example, insanity, certain defenses. A justification actually negates the crime. An example is self-defense. In brief, you did it for a higher social reason. You did the crime, so it really actually negates it. Now, it was a totally cockeyed motion of Chesebro's, however. First, because there's justification, as I mentioned, for self-defense, but there has to be the higher social good. In theory, it's pretty well defined, the 3 or 4 situations where you can argue justification. And obviously his wasn't one of them. What he was saying is, I'm a lawyer and I was giving advice, and that makes it all justified. That was already a head scratcher because, there's no case out there that says that's a justification. The only case he even tried to proffer was one that says you can have justifications more than just the well-known laundry list. But the thing about it is, even if it's true that he was a lawyer trying to advise his client, and that's going to be pretty dubious, I think, when the facts come out, that's not, well, what's the higher social good exactly? As I said, I think when we talked about it, when he did the motion, he's saying he had to kill the Constitution in order to save it. There is no sort of proffered higher good that he had to do. And so Fani Willis has responded in short order, kind of giving, telegraphing to the court there's really not much here. And she makes the point that I made, but an even stronger one as well. Justification is something you plead at trial. You say, I'm justified, and you have perhaps the judge, perhaps the jury find it. It is not, repeat, N-O-T, a basis for immunity that is not even having to face trial at all, which is what immunity about. Immunity is a special kind of doctrine. We've, been getting glances of this with Mark Meadows saying, hey, I'm a federal official and I'm immune from even having to stand in the dock and have the state try to discipline me for having done my federal job. That's not what a justification is categorically, even if Chesebro had a valid justification, which he doesn't. But the time to plead justification is at trial, and if you win in the eyes of typically the court, then okay, you're out. But it's not a reason for so-called immunity or not going to trial in the first place, which is what Chesebro has tried to use it for. We've talked about this before, but it's the at least third time that Chesebro, a Harvard Law School grad, not that that's, means you have to be smart, but also who was in the sort of circle of the anointed of Larry Tribe research assistants. He's now filed 3 really cockamamie motions that make no sense at all and are legally, near risible. So, just like, huh? And you just gotta wonder where, even if he has a terrible lawyer, what about Chesebro himself? Anyway, we'll see if that pattern continues. But I very much expect that Fani Willis's point will carry the day, namely, this is not a justification. And by the way, justification is different from immunity. There's actually even a law in Georgia that makes it clear you don't get immunity unless the statute says clearly you do. That is, you don't have a right, even with a valid justification, to escape the standing trial unless the Georgia legislature has expressly provided this is something that gives you immunity. So this is going nowhere fast. And as I say, it's really kind of, way out there and just not legally sophisticated in the least. So we'll see. Now, Chesebro, remember, he and Sidney Powell are due to have their jury selection begin in in 4 weeks. So this is really, hurtling toward trial for him, which is one reason that he's, throwing everything against the wall to see, make any possible, lucky ruling from a judge or try to preserve things for appeal. And, even if they're lousy, maybe they look better in the light of day on the other side. So that's one reason people do not very strong motions, but Chesebro's seem to be of a whole nother category of just crazy, not from the, normal kind of legal planet almost. Okay, so look for his immunity motion to be struck down quickly. We'll see what else he has up his sleeve, but pretty soon it's jury selection time for the first, 2 defendants of the 19, Chesebro and Sidney Powell. So stay tuned. It's coming fast. Talk to you later. Thanks for tuning in. If you enjoyed this video and other Talking Feds content, please take a second to like and subscribe. Talk to you later.